Well, folks, I just got back from the theaters seeing Barbie and Oppenheimer. I'm about to review both of them. I'm going to tell you which one of these is the best blockbuster of 2023 and which one is maybe the worst.
I bet he loved our movie, right, Ken?
For those of you who can't wait that long, I'm going to give my review of the Barbie movie in the most Oppenheimer fashion.
What the Run.
God, do I wish he got arrested for public fire, which is probably not even an exact term, but yes, that is Ben Shapiro, a 39-year-old man burning Barbie dolls in order to prove how much he loathed the Barbie movie. He went and bought Barbie dolls. It first started when Ben went and saw the Barbie movie. My producers dragged me to see Barbie, and it was one of the most woke movies I have ever seen. My full review of this flaming garbage heap of a film will be out on my YouTube channel tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. To which the internet responded with this. It was just pointed out to me that Ben Shapiro went to go hate watch the Barbie movie dressed exactly like Ken LMAO.
Yeah, my A is O. I mean, to go dressed as Ken while you're pretending to hate the movie. Interesting choice, okay.
Yep, his producers also rejected him dressing as Barbie for the movie. Then Shapiro released a very concise 43-minute rant about the film. Take a look.
With my generalized assessment of the movie. This movie is not just a piece of shit. This movie is a flaming piece of dog piled atop an entire dumpster on fire, piled atop a landfill filled with dog. It is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. On every possible level, it is a horrific movie. The only thing that can be said for this film is production design. Production design is really nice. The costumes are really nice. Also, it's really hard to screw that up. It's really hard to screw that up because you literally have this to model after. All you have to do is this, but big. Every joke that happens in this film happens basically within the first 45 seconds of the film. So for example, Barbie turns on the water and there's no water. Ooh, because like in Barbie house, there's no actual water. Do you get it? And then she drinks, but there's no actual liquid in the actual cup. Oh my God, because she's a Barbie doll. Oh, I get it. Okay, that's all the jokes. There are no more jokes for the rest of the film. The movie's a show. Okay, so conceptually, the movie is a show. I want to ask this. Who's the intended audience for this film? Who's the intended audience for this film? So I'll tell you who the intended audience for this film is. And I can tell two ways. One, the previews on the film, and two, the people in the audience. So the intended audience for this film is moms and their 8-year-old daughters.
Ben Shapiro is one of the strangest people who paints on his eyebrows with Sharpies. And that's saying a lot. I also love now how he also purchased the Barbie dream house, which was now displayed on his set.
Totally. So
over his shoulder, pretty incredible.
He has spent a ton of money on Barbie for a guy who doesn't like it.
I, in fact, just brought them from my own home.
Okay, which you probably did. Okay, look, guys. This is obviously a PR gimmick, and well played, Ben. Everybody's talking about it. You knew that once he lit him on fire, people would talk about it. But guys, it's a cheap trick, right? So, like for example, I could do the same thing right now. Not like the twist I would put on it, and I would take some doll and pretend that it's Ben Shapiro, and then would light it on fire. And then what would happen? Everybody would be outraged, and everybody would talk about it, and everybody would say Young Turks, Jank, etc. It's a cheap trick. And so I wouldn't do that because it's a bad sign. It's not a good thing to do. It's lighting a person on fire. In this case, it's a Barbie, so it's a little different. His is more benign than the example that I gave. But still, I mean, what kind of a weirdo takes kids' dolls and burns them? And it's like, right? Like, and tell me you're losing the culture wars without telling me you're losing the culture wars. So, this movie's a joke. It's not, what's the intended audience? I don't know, apparently everyone, because right now it's the #1 movie of the entire year.
And breaking all kinds of historical box office records as well.
Yeah, and so what he doesn't like is like there's a trans Barbie in there. It said, of course, one of the Matt Gaetz's wife thought that Ken was low T, whatever that means, okay?
The actress Harry Neff's in the movie.
Yeah, and so.
Transgender actress.
Yeah, so you know why they put that in the movie? To sell more tickets, because they think that America likes that. So the actors and writers, etc., of movies oftentimes are liberals. Okay, that's true. The executives of movie companies are not at all liberal. They're some of the most conservative people in the whole country, right? So here's what they're not going to allow in a movie if they thought it was going to hurt ticket sales. A trans Barbie, a low T Ken, etc. Apparently they think, oh, this is going to do really well. And guess what? The movie executives were correct, okay? So, but Ben Shapiro comes in and goes, I don't like it. Why is it America more hateful? Why is it Barbie more hateful? I'm gonna burn Barbie and then they'll see.
And clearly throw it over my shoulder and not get it fully in the trash can, then cut to it being in the trash can, because I can't even do a second take of this. He probably did 30 takes, still couldn't make it in there. Who's low T now? Okay?
So, and you're not gonna win the culture wars by burning kids' Barbies, because what you're saying to all those people who love Barbie is, I'm not on your side. I'm the weirdo, aggro right-winger who either gets offended or pretends to get offended at every little thing, right? And the things that you love, I hate. And I think you should hate them with me.
And you know he was praying that he'd be finally the one to start one of the burning and shooting their own stuff trends, like the Bud Lights and like the Nikes, and he's the only one burning them Barbies, because people like Barbie. Barbie's cool. He also claimed the film was, quote, explicitly designed to divide men from women, describing it as, quote, an angry feminist claptrap that alienates men from women. The internet blew up over Shapiro's insane fixation on the dolls and being so upset over this movie. Ben Shapiro paid almost $100 to, quote, own the libs with this Barbie video. LOL, Barbie leopard rainbow doll, $23. Barbie doll, $25. Ken doll, $25. Truck, $20. Ben Shapiro holding what looks like a Barbie and some sort of a dildo on the other hand, priceless. Feel free to Photoshop that. Shapiro did respond to everything on his show today. Check this.
I do this review, I put out this tweet, and everybody loses their mind. I mean, loses their mind. There are articles about my review of this movie in sources as diverse as Newsweek, NBC News, The Daily Beast. Everyone's covering the fact that I did not like this movie and that I made a video in which I periodically Oppenheimer the Barbie materials. I take like a match and I light the Barbie stuff on fire. And this apparently is terrible. How? No, it can't be. The reaction to me burning a Barbie car with like a Barbie and Ken in it is like the reaction of the Islamic world when someone burns a Quran in Sweden. It's totally crazy. I don't even, like, wow, guys, wow.
Okay, so I got a bunch of things to say about that. First of all, he's like, my PR trick worked. They wrote about me, I'm so happy.
I'm gonna pretend to be stunned by that.
Oh, I'm so upset. I can't believe it happened. You guys all covered me? And remember, the reason I lit it on fire is I have an intellectual reason. Because I also saw Oppenheimer, and there was fire in Oppenheimer. So I took the fire from Oppenheimer and then I put it on the bar. Not to get attention, but because it made a lot of sense with Oppenheimer. And that's why I was thinking of using a nuke, but then I decided maybe a little overkill.
Perhaps a more accurate rationale would have been that he lit them on fire like a Barbie Q, and a lot of his programming just empowers QAnon.
Ooh, interesting. Don't give me any ideas. All right, last thing is the tweet that Ben read you as we deduced in the middle of the segment is underselling it. That Barbie dream house is pretty expensive. I know my daughter has one. Okay, so I mean, he bought a lot of Barbie material to try to destroy it because golly gee, he's so upset at Barbie and not trying to get clicks or views or anything like that. And then the last thing he said is like, this is like the Muslim world being so upset if you burn a picture of Muhammad. Yeah, well, you would be universally hated because you're purposely trying to offend their prophet, right? So your analogy is you're universally hated over here for burning things that we all like, including our kids. And if I showed my daughter that video of Ben burning the Barbies, she would hate him for the rest of his life. Okay, right? Like, congrats.
At least in his defense, he's not going to be putting that Barbie dream house to waste. He is a tiny little man who will now be living in it.
You know what the thing about Ben Gleib? Always looking on the upside.
Yeah, try to find the positive spin. That's what I do here.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.